everyone. Welcome to Mathematics Lessons Made Easy with Teacher Phoebe. Okay, so for today we'll have another video lesson tutorial, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't yet. Please stay tuned and keep on watching. Okay, so for today we are going to have our lesson all about the different postulates of undefined terms. Okay, so we'll take it one at a time and we'll present it by the use of GeoGebra software, which you can download in Google Play and which you can visit their site, geogebra.org. Okay, so let's have the first one. So the first one is the postulate 1.1, and it says here that 2 points are contained in exactly one line. So what does it mean by that? Let's go to this website. Okay, so I have here now a plane for you. So for postulate 1.1, it says that 2 points are contained in exactly one line. So let me draw a line for you. Okay, so using the tools here, let me draw a line. I have here line AB. So what do you see? What do you observe? This line has exactly 2 points, point A and point B. At yun lang naman yung sinasabi sa postulate 1.1. Let me draw again another line for you. So this line, you see that? So this line has 2 points, point C and point D. Yun lang naman yung sinasabi sa postulate 1.1. Let's try also to make another line. From point C to somewhere here. You see that? So point C to point E, kinonect natin. Nakabuo tayo ng isang line out of that. So ang line natin daw talaga, it contains exactly 2 points. Hindi siya nawawalan. Hindi siya pwedeng mawalan ng 2 points kasi kapag nawalan siya ng 2 points, therefore that's not a line anymore. Pero sa postulate 1.2, i-explain ko. Here it comes. Okay, sa postulate 1.2, it says here that every line contains at least 2 distinct points. So, ibig sabihin, ang line daw natin pala ay pwedeng magkaroon ng maraming points, hindi lang dalawa. Well, di ba, it has been already stated in the definition of line that a line is a set of infinitely many points extending endlessly in opposite direction. So, therefore, madami talaga tayong points na pwedeng ma-identify or pwede tayong makadetermine ng maraming points in a given line. Now, however, ang sinasabi lang naman dito sa postulate 1.2 is that ang line daw natin ay laging merong dalawang distinct points. When we say distinct points, meron talaga siyang ang line natin ay dapat nagko-contain ng dalawang points na may pangalan. So that is what we mean by 2 distinct points. Pero pwede tayong magkaroon ng dalawa or mas higit pang points na may pangalan. Like sa line mo, pwede ka makakita ng points A, point B, point B, point C, point D, point E, point E, point F, so on and so forth. Pwede ka makakita ng maraming points sa line mo na may mga pangalan. And remember, I already told you that points is named or is being addressed by using a capital letter only. Now, paano kapag nagkataon na posible ba tayong makagawa ng line out of 1 point? No. Kinakailangan daw dapat, according sa postulate 1.1, dapat laging merong dalawa. Right, so let's see the following explanation or moreover about postulate 1.1 and 1.2 with the use of GeoGebra software. So going back to the figure that we have a while ago, we can see na pwede tayong makapaggawa ng maraming points in our line AB. Where is your line AB? Etong line na to. That line. So pwede tayong makapag-draw ng line here. Point and another point here and another point here. Kasi remember, ang line natin is a set of infinitely many points. Actually, there are really plenty of invisible points there. Okay? Na hindi na lang talaga sila na-identify. Yung mga nakikita nyong points dito, ito yung tinatawag natin distinct points kasi may pangalan sila, na-identify sila, na-determine sila kung sino-sino yun. So, etong point na to, this is your point A. Okay, this one is your point F, point G, point B, and point H. So, yan yung tinatawag natin na postulate 1.1 and 1.2. Remember, extending infinitely in opposite direction. So, we can try to move and pan and zoom and yung ating mga points dito, and even if you try to move or rotate them, still yung point A, point F, point G, point B, and point H is still contained in that line. Yun ang ibig sabihin ng 1.1. Alright, and 1.2. So 1.2 naman, binubuo yun. Ang line natin ay posibleng magkaroon ng points na may pangalan. Okay? So, like this one, alright? Yan. Even if you try to pan and zoom and rotate the line, still si point C at saka si point E ay naandun pa rin sa line na yun. Alright? And even if you try also to move this, still, okay? Yan. Movable, but the points that is contained in that line will always be there. That is what we meant by postulate 1.1 and 1.2. This implies that for postulate 1.1 and 1.2, let's go back to the next definition of term that we have. Okay, so we can say that we can identify the next term, which is what we call the collinear points, and it says here that collinear points are points that lie on the same line. Otherwise, they are non-collinear points. So, paliwanag natin mabuti. Let's translate it in Tagalog. When we say collinear points, meron daw tayong points. So, ibig sabihin hindi lang isa. Pwedeng dalawa or masigit pa na maraming points. Ang tawag daw natin doon sa mga points na yun na naandun mismo sa line na yun, okay, ay collinear points. Alright? So, kung meron tayong nakitang points out of that line, therefore, they are non-collinear points. Alright? So, let's go back to the presentation using GeoGebra software. Alright, so simplihan lang muna natin, ha? Let me draw here a point and another point. Out of that 2 points, we can connect them. So, we can connect them using a line. Alright, so there is always 2 points that is contained in that line, a line. Yan. So, yan yung line AB natin. Alright, explain natin kung ano yung ibig sabihin ng collinear points. When we say collinear points, these are points that are found or that lie in that line. Okay, so ibig sabihin ay meron tayong points. Kapag may points tayong nakita, let's say I have here already point A, point B, and let me draw point C and point D. Extend natin. Ayan. So we can say that si point A, point B, point C, and point D are collinear points. Bakit collinear? Kasi mapapansin mo na si point A, point B, point C, at saka point D ay laging naandun sa line na yon. No matter what you do with that line, rotate it, pan it, zoom it, or mag-zoom out ka man, mag-zoom in ka man, i-move mo man siya papunta doon, those points will always be in that line. Yun ang ibig sabihin natin ng collinear points. Now, may I draw points out of the line? Mag-draw tayo ng points doon mismo sa plane, like that. And let's try to move the line. So, pag minove natin yung line, okay, so you will see na talagang si point E, point F, point H, and point G, sasama siya. Kasi nga, nasa iisang plane sila. Alright? Ngayon, itry nating igalaw si line AB. Nasaan si line AB natin? Etong line na to. Nasaan si line AC? Ito pa rin na line na to. Nasaan si line AD? Ito pa rin na line na to. Yan, okay? So, itry nating i-move. You see that? Okay, so si point D, nandun pa rin siya. Si point C, nandun pa rin siya, diba? Okay, move natin. Move natin si line. Sumasama ba si point E? No. Sumasama ba si point F? No. Sumasama ba si point H? No. Sumasama ba si point G? No. So, hindi sumasama sa paggalaw yung points E, F, G, and H. Therefore, non-collinear. Okay? Go back to the next postulate that we have. Alright? Okay, so for the next postulate, we are going to have postulate 1.3, and it says here that if 2 points are in a plane, then the line containing these points is also in the plane. Okay, so let's go back to the GeoGebra software that we have a while ago. Okay, so here is the figure that we had a while ago. Ang sinabi sa postulate 1.3 is that kung meron daw tayong dalawang points na nasa plane, ibig sabihin, yung line daw na naandun sa dalawang points na yon ay nandun din sa plane. Alright, simplihan lang natin ang explanation. Let me delete everything and let me draw 2 points on the plane. I have your point A and point B. Okay, so igalaw natin. Alright, galaw natin. So, mapapansin natin that if we try to move our plane, okay, si point A tsaka si point B sumasama. Let's also try to move again. Mapapansin ninyo na that even if we try to move somewhere else there on the plane, extended yan ha. Yung plane natin, extended yan. You may wonder, even if I try to move it, the points outside, there, sumasama pa rin siya kasi nga, yung plane natin is infinitely extended din in all sides, okay? So, we have here point A and point B. Now, if we try to draw a line out of that 2 points that we have there on the plane, then, ano yung sinasabi sa postulate 1.3? It says that, ano man yung dalawang points mo na merong line, ibig sabihin, yung line din na yun ay nandun din sa plane. Ganun lang. Ganun lang kasimple. Kung yung dalawang points mo na naandun sa plane ay sumasama siya even if you try to move them. Okay? Yung dalawang line, yung line na pwede natin mabuo out of that 2 points ay nandun din sa plane. Okay? So, even if you move this, ayun, nalobat ako. I mean, yung laptop ko pala. Alright, so, there we go. Ang sinasabi sa 1.3 is that if 2 points are in a plane, yan, and yung line down na naandun sa dalawang points natin na yon ay nandun din sa plane. Let's try to move. Okay? So, let's move point A, point B. So, di ba, nakikita nyo naman yung line mo, nag-move din siya as you move the points. Kasi nga, yung point A natin tsaka point B, nakakontain siya doon sa line na yun. And even if we try to move in our plane like that, and rotate mo siya, you see, yung dalawang points natin na nandun sa plane at yung line na nandun sa, nakakonect dun sa point A at saka point B, sumasama din siya even when you move the plane. So, even if we try to rotate the plane, sumasama din yung line natin. Yun ang ibig sabihin ng postulate 1.3. Okay, so let's go back to the next postulate. Alright? Okay, so for postulate 1.4, every plane contains at least 3 non-collinear points. So, let's translate in Tagalog. For this postulate, it says that ang bawat plane daw natin, remember, plane is represented by objects like or things like a piece of bond paper, a piece of paper, the cover of a book, or the top of the table, roof, wall, ceiling, floor. Those are all things or objects that is represented by plane. So, it says here in postulate 1.4 that ang bawat plane daw natin, it contains at least 3 non-collinear points. Kung ang point ay nag-iisa lang siya at kung ang line naman ay kailangan nagko-contain din siya ng 2 distinct points, sa plane naman daw natin, it must have naman daw at least 3. So, kinakailangan para matawag natin siyang plane, dapat meron tayong at least, ibig sabihin, pinakamababa na yung 3 points na non-collinear na nandun sa plane natin. Okay? So, when we say non-collinear, hindi sila pantay-pantay sa isa't isa. Pwedeng yung dalawa ay pantay, pero yung isa ay somewhere there. Okay, so para maintindihan natin, let's head on to our GeoGebra software. Okay, so here, let's use the toolbar here found on the left side and let's draw a plane. So let's draw a plane. Okay, so let me click this one. And it says here that kapag nag-draw daw tayo ng plane, we must select 3 points or, okay, so kailangan daw natin mag-select ng 3 points or end line or 2 lines or a plane or a polygon. So, basta simplihan lang natin. Kinakailangan para makapag-draw tayo ng plane, we must select 3 points. Okay? So, pwede tayong mag-create ng plane through 3 points. Pwedeng ito naman ang i-create natin. So, pili lang tayo ng mag-draw lang tayo ng 3 points here, there. So, you can see na nagbago na yung kulay kasi nga, nag-draw ako ng plane and kinakailangan daw ang sabi ay dapat yung plane natin ay merong nagko-contain daw siya lagi ng at least 3 non-collinear points. So when we say non-collinear, hindi sila pantay-pantay sa isa't isa. Yung 3 points na yon, hindi daw dapat siya naka-contain sa iisang line. Kasi kung naka-contain siya sa iisang line, edi collinear na yon. Okay? So kailangan dapat ay ano siya, putak-putak ba? Ano yun? It is somewhere else there on your plane. Nandun lang daw siya. Okay? So, pero posible ba tayo makapag-draw ng plane out of a line? Yes naman. Pero, let's say, okay, so simplihan natin ha. Pero yun yung sinasabi sa Postulate 1.4. Kinakailangan daw dapat para makapag-draw tayo ng plane, we must have 3 points. Okay? Pero pwede ba tayo makapag-draw ng plane out of a line? Okay, so i-delete natin. I have here a line. Okay? So let's draw a line para maintindihan lang natin. Okay, I have here 2 lines, 2 points that are collinear. Si point A at saka si point B ay collinear. Bakit sila collinear? Kasi nasa iisang line sila. Pero pwede ba tayo makapag-draw ng polygon out of this line? Yes! Ang gawin lang natin, mag-select lang tayo ng, i-select lang natin yung dalawang points na yan, si point A at saka si point B, and another point outside of that line. Okay? So, a plane. So, select natin si point A, select natin si point B, and select a point out of that line. So, select here. There. Nakabuo na tayo na plane. Okay? So, tanggalin natin yan para kita natin. You see that? Mapapansin natin na yan. Di ba? So, nagkaroon na tayo ng plane. So, yun. Nagkaroon na tayo ng plane out of 3 points. Right. So, let's try another one. Okay? Delete natin. Alright, so let me draw a point or let me draw a segment. Try natin mag-draw ng segment. So, I have here point A and point B. Okay? So, I have there a segment, line segment AB or line segment BA, and di ba masasabi natin na si point A at saka point B ay collinear. Pero, pwede ba kaya tayo makapagawa ng plane out of that segment? Pwede. You just have to click another point outside of that line segment. So, basta mag-click ka lang ng isa pang point outside or nasa outside mismo, and then draw a plane by selecting 3 points. Alright, so 3 points. Select point A, select point B. Collinear sila, di ba? Pero basta ang sinabi, yung pangatlong point mo ay outside of that line, therefore we can draw a plane. So, nakita nyo yung kulay blue na yun? That's already our plane. Okay? So, yun lang naman yung sinasabi sa 1.4. Now, yung 1.3, postulate 1.3 at saka postulate 1.4 implies that we can have the third term in geometry, which is what we call the coplanar points. Let's go and define what does it mean by coplanar points. Okay, so when we say coplanar points, these are points that lie in the same plane. Otherwise, they are non-coplanar points. Sa Tagalog, kailan daw tayo magkakaroon ng coplanar points? Kung yung points natin daw na yun, okay, pwedeng dalawa, pwedeng tatlo, pwedeng apat. Pero basta pag sinabing plane, kailangan may tatlong points. Basta yung points na yon ay matatawag natin silang coplanar points kung naandun sila mismo sa plane na yon. Kumbaga, sa isang papel mo, nag-drawing ka ng isa, dalawa, tatlo, apat na points, then yung points na yon ay coplanar kung nandun sila sa papel na yon or sa plane na yon. Pero kung nag-draw tayo ng points outside of that paper or of that plane, ang tawag natin sa kanila ay non-coplanar points na. Right, so let's go and head back to our GeoGebra presentation. Okay, so here it is. Let me draw a plane for you. Okay, by drawing 3 points. So point A, point B, point C. Tatlo. Nagkaroon agad ng plane. Alright? Kasi ngayon yung ibig sabihin ng postulate 1.4. Okay, so para makabuo ng plane, there must be exactly at least 3 points. Pero pwede pa tayo makabuo ng tatlo, apat, o mas higit pang points out of that. So we can try to draw a point there, another point on your plane. Pwede yan. Diba? Sinabi natin sa definition ng plane is a flat surface extending infinitely in both directions. So even if you try to move our plane going here, you will see, ano yan, extended yan. Okay, so even if you try to zoom in or zoom out, okay, so still your points are there. And even if you try to rotate it, yun yung ibig sabihin natin. Ng postulate 1.4, yung mga points natin na naandun sa plane ay nandun pa rin at hindi yun mawawala doon. Yung mga in-identify natin, yung mga distinct points natin, yung mga points na may pangalan. Pero you all know pretty well that sa plane natin, meron tayong infinitely many points there. Okay? Pwede tayong makakita ng infinitely many points. Kaya lang, yung mga points natin na naandito, they are what you call the distinct points kasi may pangalan sila. Okay, di ba tinuruan ko na kayo kung paano magpangalan ng points? You may just head back to the previous video. Okay, so si point A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, ang tawag natin sa kanila ay coplanar points. Bakit? Kasi they lie on the same plane. Okay, so if this is my plane B na lang kasi kulay blue siya, plane B, all the points that are found in the plane B are all coplanar points. Okay? Kailan tayo magkakaroon ng non-coplanar points? Magkakaroon tayo ng non-coplanar points kung meron akong isa pang plane na itinayo dyan, like in-intersect natin yung plane na yan, or like nagkaroon ako ng ibang plane. Okay? Try natin, ha? Okay, so there, nag-draw ako ng point somewhere here. So, itry natin i-move yung ating plane. So, I'm trying to try to rotate the plane here that I got. May nakikita kayong point somewhere there na lumilipad. So, ayun, yung point na yun. So, wala siya sa plane natin. Okay? Let me try to draw again another point out of the plane. There, I have here point K and point L. Alright, so nakikita nyo. If I try to move in our plane, we can say na meron tayong points out of the plane. Like, sino-sino yon? Si point K, point N, nakikita nyo, they are found somewhere up. Okay? And ganun din si point L, nakikita nyo, nasa ilalim. Ang tawag natin sa point L na yon at saka point K, okay? Point L na nasa ilalim, point K na nasa taas, point N na nasa taas, at saka point N na nasa taas. Points that are found outside of the plane, or kumbaga, hindi na sila doon nakahiga sa plane na yun. Ang tawag natin doon ay non-coplanar points. Okay? So, pwedeng etong si point M, point N, point K, and point L na nasa ilalim, kung mapapansin nyo, okay, di ba? Si point L nasa ilalim siya. Pwedeng nasa ibang ano naman sila, nasa ibang dimension naman sila. Pwedeng nasa isang plane din sila. Kaya lang yung plane ay hindi pa identified or hindi pa determined kung ano yung plane na yun. So pwedeng nandun lang din sila. Okay, so even if you try to hover or move and pan and zoom out or zoom in, yung points na yon ay nandun pa rin na yon. Yan, at tawag natin sa kanila ay non-coplanar points. Non-coplanar points because the points that there are do not lie on that same plane. So wala sila dito sa plane B natin, which is sa kulay blue. Kumbaga parang hindi sila nakahiga doon. Just imagine yourself na nakahiga sa kama, di ba? So ibig sabihin kayo ay mga coplanar points kasi nakahiga kayo dun sa kama. But if another person in your house lies on different bed or on the other side of the bedroom, therefore you are non-coplanar points. Okay, so let's go to the next postulate that we have. Alright, so for the next postulate, 1.5, postulate 1.5 says that in space, there exist at least 4 non-coplanar points. Okay, so usually nagkakaroon tayo ng space whenever we try to imagine a box. So like this one. I have here a box and we can say that we have a space inside, and sinabi dito sa postulate 1.5 daw na kung meron tayong space like this one, there is a space here, or there exists at least 4 non-coplanar points. When we say 4 non-coplanar points, meron kang points na nandun mismo somewhere there na apat, at least 4. So para makabuo ko tayo ng space, kailangan natin ng apat na non-coplanar. When we say non-coplanar, yung points daw natin na yun ay wala mismo sa plane na yun. Kumbaga, hindi sila nakahiga doon sa isang plane. Right? So, let's head on to the explanation using GeoGebra software. Okay? Okay, so there we go. Now, to understand better the postulate 1.5, which states that in space, there exist at least 4 non-coplanar points, I draw here a 3-dimensional figure. Kasi usually nagkakaroon tayo ng space whenever nagkakaroon tayo ng 3-dimensional figure whenever we talk about space. Okay, so let's try to move this, pan and zoom, and let's try to move. Now, you will see na meron tayo dyan mga non-coplanar points. Kasi yun yung sinabi, di ba? Nagkakaroon tayo ng 3-dimensional figure or space whenever we have at least 4 non-coplanar points. Nasaan ba dyan yung mga non-coplanar points natin? Take a look at this figure. Okay, so let's take a look at this figure and let's try to zoom in and zoom out. Alright, so hanapin muna natin yung kung nasaan yung mga plane natin dito. Let's try to move. Okay, nakikita nyo tong part na to. This is a plane. Okay, palitan natin siya ng kulay. Gawin natin siya. Okay, yung plane na yan, meron siyang 4 na points. Teka lang, nawala yung blue. There we go. Okay, so there. So, etong plane na to, the blue one, that is my plane EF, ABFE. Okay, so remember, ang plane natin ay hindi lang naman pinapangalanan gamit yung 3 points that is found on that plane. Pwede din natin siyang pangalanan, which I already told you last time, na gamit yung mga vertices. Okay, yung mga point of yung point of intersection ng segments natin. Okay, so si point E is a vertex. So vertex F, vertex B, and vertex A. Kasi tinawag na vertex because of the common endpoint of these segments that you have. Alright, so here is my plane A, B, F, E. Alright, point E, point F, and point B, and point A are coplanar points. Bakit sila coplanar points? Kasi nandun sila sa blue plane na to. Okay? Kaya nga lang, nagkataon na sila na yung parang pinakahangganan. Kumbaga sila na yung pinaka nasa gilid or corner. Okay? Yung gilid kasi edge yun and it is represented by line, this one. So, I have your point E. Pag ito yung minimin natin, this one, palitan natin ng kulay. Pag ito yung minimin natin, this one, okay, yan ay segment. Okay, line segment EF. Pero kapag ang minimin natin ay yung point lang itself, palitan natin, gawin natin orange. Ang tawag natin doon ay point lang. Now, kung ang minimin natin ay eto mismo, teka lang, there. Yan. Okay, so this one, that's my plane. Okay, so si point E, point F, and point B, and point A are coplanar points. Coplanar because they are found on the same line. Kataon lang na sila na yung pinaka-corner. But that's no problem kasi nandun pa rin naman sila sa plane na to. Si point H, nasa ba si point H? There is point H, diba? Nandun na siya, nasa ibang dimension na siya. Okay, so dahil nasa ibang dimension na siya, therefore, and so the same with, let's find point D. Nakikita nyo si point E there. Nasa ibang dimension na siya. Nandun siya sa kabilang plane. So, kung nasa kabilang plane siya, therefore, ano yung sinasabi sa postulate 1.5? Kung meron tayong space, meron tayong at least 4. Okay? Meron tayong at least, ibig sabihin, pinakamababa na yung apat natin na points which are non-coplanar kasi, non-coplanar kasi, nandun na sila sa kabilang plane. Okay? Nasa ibang ano na sila. Like, linawin natin, question. Are points E, point A, and point C, and point D coplanar? Okay? Ulitin natin. Tanong, si point E, point A, point D, and point C ba ay coplanar? Makikita mo ba siya sa isang plane? Hindi, di ba? Kasi si point A nandito. Si point A nandito. Si point D nandito. Nandito naman si point C. Okay? Nakikita nyo? Right? Yan. Si point E nandito, si point A nandito, nasa iba. Okay? Like, ipaliwanag natin, may I draw a point here, somewhere here. Points. Okay? Point I and point J. Nasaan si point I and point J? Naandun siya sa ilalim. Okay? Nasa ilalim siya. Nakikita nyo, point I and point J. If I draw a point here on the top of this 3D figure that I have, anong mapapansin niyo? Si point K at point L nandun sa taas. Si point J at saka point I ay nandun sa ilalim. So, question. Are the points K, L, and I, and J coplanar? No. Okay? Kasi nga, yung dalawang points mo is found at the top, point K and L, at yung dalawang points mo naman, I and J, ay nandun sa ilalim. So, the same if I try to drop a point on the other side of the plane, and if I draw another point here, okay? So, like this one. Nakikita nyo? You can see na meron tayong, pwede tayong makabuo ng at least 4. Pag sinabi at least 4, pinakamababa na yung 4. Para masabi natin meron talagang space. Yun yung ibig sabihin ng postulate 1.5. Okay, so let's head on to the last postulate. Okay, so for the last postulate, we have postulate 1.6, and it says here that if two planes intersect, then their intersection is a line. So, sa Tagalog, kung ang dalawang plane daw natin ay nag-intersect, ang pinaka-intersection daw nila ay line. Okay, so let's try to understand this by giving the following situation. Okay, so I have here a prepared two lines that intersect with each other. Planes that intersect with each other. Alright? So, I have here the pink and the blue planes. Okay? So, si pink, okay? Si pink, ayan, nakikita nyo si pink. I-rotate natin. Teka lang, dahan-dahan lang natin pag-rotate. Wait. Okay. Yan. Okay, si blue, si pink, plane natin, ayun, parang somewhere, somehow, at somehow, chinop niya or parang hiniwa niya si blue plane somewhere here. Okay? So, kapag ang dalawang plane daw ay nag-intersect, ang intersection nila ay automatic daw ay line. So, like this one, nakikita ninyo, si pink plane natin mapapansin ninyo na, ayan, parang ang intersection nila is aligned. Okay? So, nasan yung line na yon? Etong line na to. So, i-rotate ko ha. Si line AC or line AB or line BA, they all mean the same. They all point the same line. Etong line na to. Nakikita nyo yan? Alright. So, ang intersection daw ng dalawang plane lagi ay line. Okay? Well, it depends upon. Pwede kasi ang intersection nila ay segment like this one. Nakikita nyo to. So, if we try to hover, meron tayong dalawang plane na to. Kulayan natin to ng green. Ayan. So, nakita nyo tong plane na to at saka tong plane na to. Nakaganyan siya, diba? Nakaganyan. Okay? So, nakaganyan siya. Yung intersection nila, this one, ayan, it's a line. Okay? Kulayan natin ng kulay yellow. Okay. So, there. Nakita nyo to? Yan. Yun yung ibig sabihin nun. Nag-intersect din naman sila. Nagkataon lang na hindi, etong plane na to, hindi siya masyadong lumagpas papunta dito. Saan ba? Papunta dito. While this one also, etong plane na to, hindi naman siya masyadong lumagpas. Pero, they still intersect at this line segment. Okay? So, kapag meron na tayong na-form talaga na three-dimensional figure, ang intersection ng dalawang plane ay laging line segment. Pero, if we have a basic figure like this one, so, itong plane na to and this plane na to, kita mo pa rin naman ang intersection nila ay line pa rin naman. Okay? So, that is what we meant by the postulate 1.6. Here we go. Using the same figure that I already explained to you a while ago for the last postulate, let's head on to the following activity. What I can do with postulates of undefined terms. So this will be the end of my discussion. I hope you learned a lot in this lesson, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't yet, and stay tuned for the next videos. Bye bye. That will be all. God bless everyone.